Contenders. Contenders with DHL, a long
First
journey
challenge
for
is
3 weeks.
Ice Age.
Animal Farm. CO2. That is correct.
Domain warfare. Wind.
Machu
Park
Picchu.
Jin-ju
That
won the
is
last
correct.
ticket to next week's competition. 6 contenders passed the first challenge. The second challenge was a debate.
Competition.
Can focus on the people who can't afford the expensive things.
Ruin the other competitors in
The second round, create a product for a new partner.
security, circulation, and joint marketing.
Have you ever worried about your animals?
The zoo team. Congratulations.
Who will take the remaining 2 spots?
권나라,
The final spot goes to...
이영진.
These 4 contenders continue to compete the following week.
시간 안
The
되시나요?
third challenge, beat the pavement to survive.
하나, 둘, 셋.
안녕하십니까. DHL에서 왔습니다.
내가 아까 얘기한 것처럼 신속
서류뿐만이 아니라 반도체나 뭐 정밀 부품이나
현재 이용하시는 분들이
그래도 꽤 많이 나왔잖아요.
I'll give you 1 minute to execute.
Whose mission is most difficult one?
권나라, Lee Ju-yeon, Lee Young-jin were selected to compete in the final round. Don't go away.
Hello and welcome to Contenders. I'm Min-jung Kim.
Hello, I'm PJ Rogers, and we're happy to have you with us today.
Today is the day we select the final winner who will become the newest recruit at DHL Korea. Time has really flown by. PJ, any guesses on who might take the crown?
You know, I know exactly who's going to win, but it'd be
do?
really unfair for me to tell you right now. So actually, I don't know. It's all up to the judges. I have no play in this, but I do have my thoughts.
Usually the hiring companies on our show know by the 4th and final week who they want to go with, but because the contenders are almost equally competitive this time, they have not yet decided who they want to pick.
Even last week, it was very difficult for the judges to eliminate one person because they're so equally yoked. And so I think the judges will have the same difficulty this time.
All right, please welcome the 3 finalists. Contenders, come on out.
Welcome, contenders. Happy to have you back. You have made it. This is the last day. You came here with 8, down to 6, 4, and now this is the day that we will choose the next contender or the next employee of DHL. Nara, how are you feeling? You think you're going to walk out of here the champion, the contender?
I'm excited, to be evaluated, but I really don't know whether I'm gonna be the finalist, but I will do my best. I will put my best foot forward.
Youngjin,
Yeah.
how about you? You think, I got this, I'm going to win. My manpower is going to make it happen. Is that your thinking, or are you thinking, I still have to fight my way?
Yes, my testosterone will give me energy and passion for this
Well, good.
competition. Yeah.
All right, Jiyeon, now I want to talk to you about a unique experience you had. You volunteered at the National Police Hospital for 8 years. Tell us about that experience and how that helped you get this far on the show.
Well, yes, I work at the hospital. I volunteered at the hospital for about 8 years because I really like to help others, and so I helped them out. I moved the wheelchair and I talked with sick people, and during that period, I could feel like it was very happy that I can help someone else. And also, I think because I talked with many people, so I think that experience can be helpful so far.
What goes around comes around. This is good karma. This is why you're standing here as a finalist, I think. All right, these contenders are definitely the crème de la crème, and determining the final winner will be extremely difficult. And that's why we've invited a group of very respectable judges who will help us make that decision. We have Mr. Jeffrey Jones, the former president of the American Chamber of Commerce in Korea. Welcome. And Mr. Han Byung-gu, the CEO of DHL Korea. Welcome to the show. And Professor Song Se-ryun, an international lawyer and law professor at Kyung-hee University. Thank you for joining us.
Jeff, if I may ask you a question, as a panel member, maybe it's fair to tell our contenders what we're looking for.
Well, based on what we have seen from previous shows and the experience that we've had, what seems to impress the panel of judges most is a contender's creativity, their ability to think fast on their feet, come up with good answers, realistic answers, and be able to feel a passion and a real sense of wanting to win and be the one who takes the prize today. So we're looking for someone who's quick, bright, attentive, creative, passionate.
All right, contenders, I'm sure you've made a mental note of that. Today you have another group of special judges sitting right in front of you. There are 30 DHL staff members who will help us make the final decision. Welcome to the program. All right, this is the last episode of DHL Korea. Let's get started. There's a total of 3 rounds in today's challenge. 1 will be eliminated and only 2 will remain after the second round. And of course, we're going to have the final winner after the third round. So what are we doing for the first round, PJ?
For the first round, the contenders were given an idea, or they were asked to come up with an idea for a creative ad for DHL. And I'll tell you, this is a very high mountain to climb for them because DHL is extremely creative in their advertisement. And so it's created an ad that represents DHL. And as you can see from the pictures, some of the creative ones that they've come up with is the world being so small, you know, that you can just put your thumb on it. Or the elephant being, you know, nothing's too large. And also the Trojan horse, the uniqueness that catches people's eyes. So I'm very interested to see what these 3 contenders have come up with.
All right, we'll start with you, Ju-yeon. Show us what you've got.
Well, hello everyone. It's my honor to be here again. And today I present the advertisement for DHL. In this picture, there is a yellow DHL truck in the middle of the desert. And the flock of eagles are following the DHL truck. And they try to get on the DHL truck. So then why the eagles, which are the fastest bird in the desert, want to take on the DHL truck? Because they know that DHL is very fast and they know that DHL can go anywhere, any place, even in the desert. So I tried to convey the speed of DHL by using this eagle situation and also try to express the anywhere concept by using this devastated desert background. There is a slogan below the photo. It's very small, so everyone already knows it, invincible DHL. It means that everyone, even eagles, know that DHL is very fast and DHL can go anywhere, any place. So nothing can stop it and there is no obstacle to DHL. So I used to convey those concepts, I used the word invincible. So it's called invincible DHL. So thank you.
All right. I'm quite impressed by it. It looks like a real ad in a magazine, but I'll let the judges be the judge.
I think when I just looked at it, it just came to me right away that anywhere part. It just stand out, oh, DHL, desert. It goes anywhere. It provides service where nobody would go. And also, everyone already knows it. And when you added invincible DHL, that kind of made sense. So that was good. One thing that I didn't really catch on at first was those eagles are trying to, catch a ride, DHL truck. That was a little bit confusing part.
Can I add one more thing?
Sure.
Yes. By using eagles, they wanted to. They are following the DHL truck because they wanted to take a rest on the truck instead of flying because they know that DHL is very fast and DHL can go anywhere. So I used the fastest bird in the desert by eagles. So I used that.
That's very creative. If we could have seen the eagle maybe taking a really rest, that would have sent the message more clearer. Good job.
Thank you.
All right, let's hear from Nara this time.
I was doing, brainstormings, and I came up with some other few good ideas. And one of was, using Santa, because Santa is a kind of symbol for, which can be used in every country, and also it's very explicit. You don't need to tell anything more. You don't need to add no words. Just, by showing that one, you'd understand. You'd grab it at a second. And I put, hush hush, facial express, so that, it's kind of more, funny, funnier and intriguing. And don't tell anyone Santa uses DHL. Well, everyone had or has probably the experiences, parents tell, oh, Santa will come in this evening. But Mom, how could Santa will deliver all those presents to other children like me and like the others? So, thinking about that childhood and those kind of ideas, I came up with this one. And below the, box, whatever, whenever, wherever, we deliver DHL. I tried to make kind of rhyme so that people can, it sounds cool, it sounds not bad. So, yeah, that's what I want to say.
Thank you, Nara. That was very clear and creative. You almost didn't have to explain it. Would you agree, judges?
Yeah, I feel that that's very creative and very eye-catching. And when I see the advertisement, I say, yes, seems like the DHL we delivers, simply delivered is another one we are using in DHL. So it's very good. But where did you get these ideas?
To be honest, I was actually working on this project by myself, sitting in front of a computer, and I couldn't find the right answers. So I had to go out. So I went out with my friends, and actually I went to 노래방 and singing with the other friends and dancing, and we, I don't know, suddenly we started to sing, Merry Christmas, Happy Christmas, all those kind of things, and it struck me just, oh, that would be a great idea to use Santa, because everyone knows, and you don't need to explain anything more. Just, showing this advertisement will explain everything.
I think especially like when you have the special campaign like in December, this can be a very good one. All right, thank you.
Well, I particularly like this ad, and I think he probably will use it, so make sure you get a royalty. It's a great ad. And for me, it cured a childhood worry that's been plaguing me my whole life. I wondered how Santa did it, but now it's really you. It's really you. Yeah, it's a great ad, yeah.
Well, that's a positive response from all the judges. Youngjin, do you have something that can top that? Show us your presentation.
When you see the picture, you can pick the 2 points out of this picture. The desert and the iceberg is the hardest location we can reach out, but DHL can carry out every luggage into everywhere. And second of all, every logistics company has very similar ads about their speed, their ability to carry out the luggage, but they don't care about the nature and the environment very much. like us. But we do care about the carbohydrate gas emission, and so we use hybrid car, and we use electric car, and we invest huge money on the renewable energies. So we have such a good project. We have such great program. So I want to tell everybody about how do you care about our nature, our planet. So I want you to buy our service because we can protect our planet, Earth, together. So this is about nature. This is about DHL. Thank you for.
All right, judges, are you buying it, buying the idea?
It's a bit of a mixed message that doesn't come across too well because, I mean, I like the fact that you have the DHL truck in the wilderness or you know, on the North Pole in the desert. That you go everywhere is a good message, but that you deliver nature, I don't know how you deliver nature, and I think that's a little confusing.
Because desert is rebuilding the forest out of the desert because we reduce the gas emissions of CO2. And this picture of iceberg is refreezing the iceberg behind the trucks because we cutting out and reducing the whole amount of emissions of greenhouse gas. So this is about rebuilding and turning it to the normal status of our planet. So.
Yes, Youngjin, I think since I'm working for DHL, so I can read the message very well. Like since we go green is a campaign for DHL, and at the same time we can tell from this picture okay, we go everywhere from desert to the North Pole, so I can get the message very well. But issue is normally when we put the ad, it's not for the DHL employees, it is for our customers. So at the same time, I wonder whether our customers will get the same message as I get. So other than that, I feel that this was a good try.
All right, thank you, judges. Great efforts, contenders. That was the end of the first round. The judges will now deliberate and evaluate the contenders. Judges, when you're ready, please punch in the scores. We now have the scores. I'm very curious to see how the judges have evaluated the contenders. Please show us the scores. All right. The first place goes to Nara with her Santa Claus ad, followed by Juyeon. And Youngjin, you are in the third place.
Yes. Nara, congratulations. Very creative ad. I agreed with all of the comments of the judges. I think that's the first time that it was almost 100% positive on the comments. I think it was very, very well done. Did you expect that?
Well, to be honest, frankly, again, I didn't expect.
No, we want you to lie to us. Please, just lie to us.
Okay, I expect
No.
definitely.
Youngjin, next time you need an inspiration, go to 노래방, just like Nara.
Yes,
right?
with my friends.
Will there be a turnover in the ranking in the second round, or will they remain the same? We will continue with round 2. One contender will be sent home after the second round. We'll add up the scores from the first 2 rounds, and the person with the lowest score is going to have to pack up and leave. Now, in the second round, we're going to be looking at your personal values and see how they're compatible with those of the company.
This is right. We're going to give you a hypothetical situation to which you're going to have to give an answer to.
Nara, you're in the lead, so you get to choose the first number. Please choose a number from 1 to 3.
Well, I would like to choose 1.
1, all right. And Juyeon?
Well, I choose 3.
All right, Youngjin, that leaves you with 2. All right, Nara, you chose number 1, and this is your situation. A loyal customer requested a service that wasn't available at DHL, but you know that a competing or rival company has that service he's looking for. Would you tell the customer about the rival company, or would you look for another solution? And this impossible situation is, for example, having something delivered on a holiday, which DHL doesn't do.
Well, first I would like to tell about other options, to the customers. If you'd like to, if you can adjust your date after holiday, then we would like to make it within that date, or any other options which I can come up with. But what I would like, what I don't would like to choose, and because of the number 1, recommend a different company. Well, to be honest, I should be honest to my customers. That's true. But if customers really want to deliver that product, then he or she will eventually search that kind of services on the internet or any other, possible means. So I don't need to inform exactly, but in order to, providing other solutions, I can keep the customer's loyalty and maybe the customers in the long term.
So you wouldn't help this is a loyal customer. You've probably visited their office 50 times, and you probably know their kids' names, and they're a loyal customer. And they said, I have to get it delivered on Christmas Day. I have to get it delivered on this day, and I know DHL doesn't deliver then. What can you do?
If if the customers insist, I need that package on Christmas holiday, then maybe I can take a flight from here to somewhere to deliver the product. Maybe I need to invest money. Maybe I need to spend a lot of fortune, but still I can keep the customer's promise too, and also keep that customers. But I think I would like to.
You will take. You'll get on a flight and fly it to him on Christmas. So you'll take and go away from your family for Christmas for him.
Well, first I would like to try to convince the customers. Not on Christmas holiday that day, but after that day, you would get that your package within the date before 9 o'clock. I will guarantee. I will inform via SMS services that you provide. But if he's not really convinced, and if he insists that that he or she needs that package parcel on that day, then.
So your Santa Claus ad, Santa can deliver on the 26th too.
Sure.
Oh, okay.
It's not the right answer probably to someone, but I think if I want to make it happen, then I have to sometimes find other ways. And in this case, I need to keep the customers, especially the loyal customers. That means he would be, or she would be using our services in the long term. So if I lose the customer, then it could be not a disaster, but it could cause damages or company's loss. So I would like to.
What about to a loyal customer that you have a friendship with? You say, you know what, we don't deliver on that day. So this one time, I'm going to tell you about another customer or another company that you could use if you promise to use us from now on, for everything else.
Well, in that case, if she or he knows, and if, I could read, facial expressions or, body gestures. So if I recognize the customers knows and the customers wants to hear from me that answer, then I'm obligated to give the answer. But unless the body signs or gestures or facial expressions don't say anything, then I would like to try give another solution, which I can come up with.
Mm-hmm. All right, judges, how strong was Nara's argument?
I think the customer was loyal for a reason, because they trust your judgment, trust the fact that you're in that business. So if I come to you with delivery questions, then you would be the solution to it. So, I mean, how would I feel if you can imagine you gave an answer that there's no service, and then later on I find out that there is a service. And if I come to you, and what are you going to say? You're say, well, you should have looked up the internet.
No. Well, I shouldn't have.
So long-term loyalty probably is at stake if that was the answer from a representative.
Well, I personally think I should look at more solutions, not just telling the customers, oh, by the way, this company has this wonderful service, so you should try use. It's not what I do. I mean, I would like to look the answers or any other possibilities first, and then if I cannot come up with any good solutions, then it's the last option to inform him or her.
Mr. Jones, did you have something to say?
When you don't know or you can't deliver, being honest and saying you can't do it keeps a customer loyal too, because they know when you say yes, it happens. So saying no, we can't, is not necessarily a bad thing. But what I would do in that situation is take the package for the customer and tell them you don't do it, but you'll find somebody who can, and you think this company will do it, but you will make the arrangements and get it to them so they will deliver it.
All right. Good suggestion from Mr. Jones. All right. Thank you, judges. Thank you, Nara. Youngjin, you're up next, and this is your hypothetical situation. The product that you designed is about to be launched soon, but you find out that a similar product will be launched by a rival company with a lower price tag. You have the authority to determine the price for the new product. Would you alter the price or would you keep the current price?
I'm going to maintain the price because we have similar services, but we have differentiation and uniqueness. I want to persuade people and customers about our uniqueness and our differentiation from our rivals, because in the marketing, the price is a very key role to determine to buy the goods, services or not. But there's another aspect too, to buy the goods and services. So I want to make another aspects and tell them we are different from other rivals. So I'm going to maintain the price.
But the rivals are going to come out with this cheaper price that's, I don't know, 10, 15, 20% cheaper and say, hey, you know what? We can do what they're doing, but we can do everything that they're doing, but for this price. That's what they're going to say, obviously. They're not going to say, we're going to give you a little lesser product for the cheaper price. They're going to say, we're going to give you the same great product for the cheaper price. And so how do you compete with that?
At the same time, if we just cutting down the price immediately because compared to other company, then we can put the company in the devastated situation, because we calculated the cost and calculated all the SCM, supply chain management. So we just put the whole management system in danger. So we have to find another solution, not just cutting down the price. We just find another campaign about inform our goodness compared to other companies.
So you would come up with another slogan or another advertising campaign to maintain your price, even though they were a cheaper price.
Yes, we are different from, this is lower, but it's not good services, but we can add up as a very luxurious service that you can imagine. So you can trust our company than this is just lower price of company.
So at the end of the day, you're willing to give up some of your market share to lose some of the cost prohibitive customers. You know, there's some of them that can't buy it, that they need the cheaper price. You're willing to give up those customers to maintain your price.
I think we should target the buyer who really care about the environment and something good things we can carry on. So I want targeting the right people, right customer who really trustworthy to and loyalty to our company.
Is there an example that you would drop the price, or you know we're not dropping the price? Can you give me a scenario or an example that, in this case I would drop the price to match, or do you say, no way, I will never drop the price?
And this situation is just launching a new product. New product has an image, and we're just cutting down the price immediately to compare to other company. It's just the image is not very good. So if the delivery service is old and established a lot of services to the customer, then I can cut down the price. But this is launching a new product. We need an image about the luxurious services you ever met. So.
He's holding strong on his price.
All right. Well, judges, what do you think?
Actually, I think since you're applying for a job in marketing, so I think you can say so. But at the same time, you have to consider about your other guys working for the same company, sales guys. So then how can you answer to the sales guys? They lost their sales for the month because the marketing guys insisted a high price.
Actually, in reality, I hope that DHL delivery, the price is very higher to compare to other company. But we have developed the whole images of our company. So, and we do care about the environment. We do invest a huge amount of money to protecting our planet, like cutting down the emissions of greenhouse gas. In this process, we can establish a good policy and good strategy. So I think that our company have to pursue that price. And I think that the price is in reality not that big gap, actually. It's a very small amount of money. But we can marketing on a luxurious services, and the cost effect is not that big deal, I think that.
One of the things you kind of sticking by your gun is that you're not going to engage in a price war. Okay, I get that. But from a business proposition, are there any other advantages you can tack on to persuade me that price difference is not going to be really big, not because of the amount, but because of the additional service or assurance that I'm getting?
In a survey, the DHL company has this is called Delivering Tomorrow. And in this campaign, we found out people do care about the environment so much than we expected. So the environment protection is such a big deal, huge deal. So they agree with that. 75% of people agree with that. They cost much more than other rival company because even though it is a little bit, price is a little bit higher than the other company because they do care about the environment and nature as well. So
caring about the environment is one thing. If I have a survey that says, do you care about the environment? I always say yes.
Yes.
But the question is, are you willing to pay 20% more?
I want to inform you about our system. Our security system is so established in 220 countries, and our information system is state-of-the-art. So other company can compare to our company. So I can persuade customers our security system and how much convenience you can use our delivery system. So I want to add up about our security system and information system we have established.
All right, sounds like he has done his homework. All right, Chuyan, this is your last hypothetical situation. A blacklisted consumer requested a delivery, but the delivery went amiss due to the customer's mistake. But he tries to blame the problem on the company, but this is a problem you can take care of rather easily. Would you give in to the customer's complaint, or would you point out that the customer is at fault?
Well, I will respond to the troublemaker's request. Because even though they are troublemaker, that they are one of our customers. So, in the long term, we have to think in the long term that we have to respect every customer. So, I will respond to a blacklist request.
So you would tell blacklisted customer, the troublemaker, the guy that's causing all kind of problems, would you give in to his request and say, oh, kind of take the blame for the company, even though he's caused lots of other problems before? Or would you kind of want to point out, well, Mr. Blacklisted Customer Troublemaker and pain in the wazoo, you made a mistake here. You wouldn't want to point him out, or you just want to take the blame and kind of keep him as a customer?
Well, first of all, I have to calm down the customer. So I will say, I'm really sorry for that at first. And then I will try to point out what problem was. So then we can solve the problem, I think.
So you're going to point it, because a troublemaking customer, I'm here to tell you, is not going to go, oh, yeah, you're right, I'm at fault, you're right. They're not going to say that. They're going to, you know what, I'm the customer's always right. That's their thinking, and so they're going to come back to you and say, this package didn't get there, it cost me money because it didn't get there, I need a refund.
Even though it's her fault, it's her or his fault, I think we should respect our customer first. So I will say, I'm sorry, and then point out, and then I will I can give out extra service, so then I think we can solve the problem.
So whatever the customer wants, you're going to just take the blame.
Well, not just take the blame. I can point out what was the problem. So because customer have to understand why he or her package was delivered in the wrong. Mm-hmm. So I have to explain, not complain, explain about the problem and point out the problem, and then I can keep talking, and then I can satisfy my customer, because he or she can be our future customer. So
she's going to support the customer to the end.
All right, judges, is that a smart choice? Is that naive thinking?
Juyeon, I have a quick question for you. Then 2 days later, the same particular customer came to you for the same reason. How do you handle that?
Well, then I think same problem happened twice. Then that means that there is some problem in our system or on me. So I will say sorry again, and then explain that we have this problem like before. So, but we promise it will not happen again, and then I will explain the customer that about before situation, and then try to understand what will not happen. Okay.
But every time you do that, you're losing money for the company. Customers are nice, and you need them, and you're right. The customer, we always say the customer's right, but in fact, that's not true. And this customer has created losses for the company, which means by you doing this, maybe somebody over here is going to lose their job because the company keeps losing money. Would you still be nice to that customer?
First, I will say sorry, so I will be nice, and then I will point out what my problem is, and then I will try to figure out what my problem is and try to fix it. So yes, I think it can prevent our future problems. So.
Well, we appreciate your desire to do that. The problem is not with the company. The problem is the customer. So the customer has the problem, not you. So customer loyalty is good, but you have to use judgment. And probably somebody in the company has said, we don't want to do business with this particular company or person.
I see.
All right, Mr.
In fact, if you have this kind of situation in real world, then you have your seniors. So you have to consult your seniors, then maybe someone, the 과장 or 부장, they can give you the better answer.
Thank you. Now the judges will deliberate and give scores. Judges, when you're ready, please punch in the scores.
I like that aspect of the answer.
굉장히 현실적인 생각이 있고.
The answer is very consistent.
지명 광고하는데 점수가 너무 낮아가지고 점수 많이 하실지 잘 모르겠습니다.
더 잘 대답할 수 있었는데 떨려요.
All All right, we'll add up the scores from the first two rounds, and the person with the lowest score is going home. So who's it going to be? Please show us the scores. Congratulations, Nara. You're in the final two.
Nara, did you expect that or not?
Well, Mr. Jeffrey, when he mentioned about another solution, you know, I missed that one. So I thought, okay, maybe I'm kicked out. So, but thanks, really.
Well, you have made it to the next round, in the final round. Congratulations.
Juyeon or Youngjin, who's leaving us now? Please show us the rest of the scores. Congratulations, Juyeon and Nara. You're in the final two now.
Youngjin.
Yes.
That manpower didn't make it.
Yeah, I
so
didn't make
close, though.
Yeah.
You know, it's literally, once again, it's not the three judges, but it's everyone included. You just 3 points away.
Yes.
Where do you think you lost those 3 points?
In the advertisement paper, I had a mistake because I didn't care about the general people. So it was big mistakes, I think. So.
Well, you learn from your mistakes,
Yeah,
right?
I've learned a lot of things out of this program.
All right, we now have 2 contenders left. We're really down to the wire. Our viewers at home and our audience members, keep rooting for your favorite contender. We'll announce the final winner in the third round. They have been competing for 4 consecutive weeks, and now the crowning moment is just around the corner. Jiyeon, do you feel like you've grown from this experience?
Yes, I feel I learned a lot of things through this mission and all those contenders procedure, and I think I really grown up and I learned a lot of things.
How about you, Nara?
Well, definitely I learned lots of things, and sometimes I got depressed because my performance was not really good, but sometimes I was quite satisfied with the result, and now que sera sera.
If you've been depressed, I haven't seen it.
Well,
Is this your depressed look?
behind the camera.
Oh, behind the camera, okay.
All right, brace yourselves. In the third round, you will conduct an in-depth interview with the judges over there. And we'll start with you, Mr. Jones.
Let me ask Juyeon if you could change one thing about yourself, what would it be and how would you change it?
Well, actually, I want to be a judge now, judges, so so that I can see the contenders and figure out what they are doing good or not, and yes.
That's a great answer, but it's not going to happen.
No.
So I'm speaking more in terms of your personality, your traits, your habits, the way you conduct yourself. If you could change one thing about yourself, what would that be, and how would you change it?
Well, I'll be white paper, because on the white paper you can draw every color like red, blue, or yellow, and white paper has to remain and add other colors. So our color very adaptive to the every color, and it is very harmonious. It can make harmony with other colors. So like this white paper, I also be a very team-oriented person, and I very cooperate with other coworkers. So I think if I can be changed, I think I want to be like white paper.
All right, our question for you, Nara. Okay, last 4 weeks, what did you learn most from this the contenders exercise for last 4 weeks?
At the beginning, from the beginning, I think I've been grown up really. From the other, contenders, from other competitors, I learned how to, to state your things, thoughts clearly. And from my mentor, I learned how to make the idea more visible. And also from PJ and the beautiful
Thank you.
women there. From both of them, I also learned how to deal with or cope with the camera and or that kind of pressures too. So
Sounds like you learned a lot from. Okay, here, thank you. And Juyeon, since you've been working with the marketing guys here during your mentors, all this, so what do you think is the one point you want the marketing team improve here in DHL Korea? So what will it be then?
Well, I just work with my mentor. I think I just learned from her a lot of things. So, and I can't see any problem in marketing. So, I just learned from her a lot of things.
Just one thing that you just learned, but you're not going to teach anything to these guys.
Well, I want to say just never give up in any circumstance, because during this procedure and during my mission, there were a lot of difficulties. But I learned that even though I can be fail at first, I thought that because I made any problems, and then I can learn from from my mistake. So I really learned that I should never give up in any circumstance, and then I can be stand up again, challenging again. So.
I have a question to Nara. Throughout this program, I was impressed that you were calm and confident, and it seems like you have a good vibe with a positive attitude. Let me see if you're still confident answering this question. If you're the president of DHL Korea, sorry.
well,
Based on what you have observed, interacted with this future, maybe prospective colleagues and the company, what's the one thing that you would change and why?
well, that's a pretty tough question.
You're the president.
Yeah. Okay, let me think about it. Well, at the moment, nothing really comes to my mind. But if I have to point out one thing, then I would like to, adjust, the organization, a little bit more to to open style. I know DHL has a great organization culture, and I know that you have been, getting together with 친목회 and so on, and you're doing volunteers all together. But the great team spirit makes the works better. So maybe if I'm in his position, then I would probably give them more freedom to have 회식 and so on.
I just noticed the president stopped smiling. I just have one more question. Because you mentioned this teamwork, because I looked at you as a strong individual with confidence, if you can give us an aspect of yourself that shows that you're a team player, you could tell us a little bit about your experience at school or previous job, if any, that shows that you are indeed a team player.
Well, it might be a long story, but briefly, I walked through whole Spain. Not like 800 kilometers, but from Burgos to Santiago, and I was walking by myself. I went there by myself with no one, But I encountered many people on the street, and I started to hug them, and we became really, really good friends, and we started to work and walk together. And that's not necessarily demonstrate that I'm a team player, probably, but I'm very flexible when it comes to meeting new people, and when it comes to working with foreign people or foreigners or people who have different backgrounds, I'm ready to work with them, I think so. So that probably illustrates that I'm a team player.
All right, we've heard from the contenders and the ball goes back to the judges. Who will become the next employee at DHL Korea? Judges, please feel free to deliberate and punch in the numbers.
아니요, 생각 전혀 못했지. 아까도 클로즈하게 서바이브 해가지고.
재현 씨는 당연히 올라갈 거라고 생각했었거든요. 지금 같이 이 자리에서 경쟁한다는 것 자체가 의미가 큽니다.
It's very realistic. All the answers are very consistent.
똑똑하고 판단력도 좋고
Will be better at those situations.
The results are in. We do now know who's going to be the next contender, or excuse me, the next employee at DHL. But before we announce that, I'd like to ask both of you if there's anything that you could change about what you did throughout Contenders, whether it be on your mission, through the debate, quizzes even. What would you change? If there was one thing that you could go back and you go, oh, I wish I could have changed this to maybe, I don't know, for whatever reason. What would you change? We'll start with Juyeon.
Well, I want to change the interview because I think I can't answer well. So if I can go back to that time, I want to interview again.
Okay. Nara, what would you change about anything you've done?
Well, if I have an option, then I would like to change that. I chose the number one, and I probably have a better answer for the number two, because we've been debating for the lower price marketing, so
Right. Well, the moment of truth is here. President Han, who are you taking under your wing?
Actually, it was not an easy decision, as you can already tell. So it's very neck-to-neck competition amongst these two candidates. And first, Juyeon was very, very nice and very aggressive and excited with the DHL brand. So I think that's very good. At the same time, our bit opportunity to improve was you need to learn a bit more about the realities rather than just the learning from the school. So that's the one. And Nara, actually, you are very creative, and your answer was very consistent and realistic. One opportunity for you to improve is experience. I think you will be the quite quick learner. So our final winner for DHL's the next employee is Nara. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Nara. You're the newest face at DHL Korea.
Thanks.
What's going through your mind right now?
Well, I'm happy, but at the same time, I'm somewhat sad because, sorry, got too emotional. Because I know Juyeon is an amazing person, so I feel a bit, and I don't know, happy and sad and mixed feelings and so on, yeah.
I'm here to tell you, for those that don't know Korea, this is called jung. This is that jung that develops with the people that work together, and as the contenders work together, they develop that jung and that friendship, that emotional attachment. Juyeon, well done. Very, very well done. You made it down to the final 8, down to the final 2. You were right there. I think if DHL could have picked 2, then you would have been the 2 that they would have chosen. So well done. Any final words that you'd like to say to anybody and or thanks that you would like to give to here or at home?
Well, first of all, I'm really happy for her. Well, it was a really good experience. I don't know what to say.
You know what I have to. I'll say this for her because she's getting a little emotional now too. I asked them during the break. I says, "Well, who's going to win?" And both of them pointed at each other. There, she's going to win.
Aww.
And that's the kind of friendship that people develop here in Contenders.
Here, yes. Nara, you've come a long way to be standing here. And what are some of your resolutions as a new employee?
Well, you know, I think during the episode, I was always telling, you know, I will do my best and I will, you know, put my best foot forward, and then I will come up with the new solutions. So if I start to work at DHL, then yeah, I think I will try to find more solutions.
I'm sure you're going to do all of those and much more. Congratulations once again. Let's give her another big round of applause. You'll be greeted by 8 new contenders whose personalities are just as unique and interesting as the company they're competing for, Lush. Well, thank you for watching and see you next time.
I'm okay with the results, no matter what I had. But I did my best, and I'm totally satisfied with my passion and my attitude.
Even though I can't win, I could learn lots of things, and it was quite a good experience. And I'm really happy for Nara.
Now it's over, and I'm really relieved. And I think, I didn't tell my parents that I am actually joining this program, but, you know, they would love it. I'm just, you know, I can't wait for working at DHL. You know, see you later.
A new challenge for the contenders. The contestants to become the next new face at Lush. There's never been a group quite like this before. Only the most talented will survive.